Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and I would like to welcome everyone to episode 18 of uh, Unscripted and entitled Preservation Dogs. Already in the chat, we have Big Al Presents. Thank you for being here tonight, sir. Alrighty. Now, I have been having issues today with sound on other streams. So if you're having trouble seeing or hearing me, let me know so I can try and null it out while we're on the air. Um, Now, you might be hearing a fan in the background because it's near 90 outside, and my air conditioning has chosen today to uh, go on strike. so, um, so I'm dealing with a couple of things in here, uh, but that's fine. Now, earlier this evening, I was on Jedi Bill's channel, and we watched the Nicolas Cage film The Old Way. And then Bill joined me here on my channel for a live review. So after the show's over, later on tonight, when you have a chance, go ahead and check that program out. All right, now, of course, hit the like, share the stream, say hello in the comments section. If you are new to the channel, I am trying to hit 500 subs this summer. That's the goal, is to reach 500 subscribers. So if you are new to the channel and you are not yet subscribed, please, now is a perfect time to get started. All right, now, anybody who has been a fan of this show knows that I am a big proponent of physical media. And really, all you have to do is just look behind me to see. And I found some kindred spirits here on YouTube. And a number of them are in the thumbnail for the show. And thank you once again, Fletcher Williams, for making up the thumbnail. And I could not fit everybody on the thumbnail that I wanted to get on there. But I think everyone can kind of, figure out the point. Is everybody who is on the thumbnail are into physical media. They own thousands of copies of movies, of television shows. They probably have just as big of a music collection. VHS, Blu-ray, CD, disc. These are really the go-to people that I've come to know. And hello, D. Penzak. Good to see you. Now, these are the people that I go to, that I ask questions of, availability and, what kind of equipment should I use. For example, the Blu-ray player that I own. Greg and from Fanzine Vids and Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge pointed me in the right direction for a good deal. It was Runner Blaze who let me know that the uncut version of The French Connection was available. And I have that on order, on its way. And I'm going to talk more about The French Connection coming up. And D. Pensex says, picked up my 2 DVD disc copy of the Uncensored this week. Indeed. And I am going to talk about that censorship this evening. Now, as I'm sure you are all well aware, uh, the censorship of the French Connection is not the first time that a major studio, let alone Disney, has done this. Disney also, and Hello to Lady Mist, Disney also censored Splash. They don't allow Song of the South to be shown anywhere. We are seeing movies being censored after the fact to, quote unquote, appeal to modern day audiences. And The French Connection is the movie that has become, the most recent victim of this. So I thought, okay, I'm someone who is a supporter of physical media. I don't like it when, a film is edited just because someone doesn't like something that's in it. And I felt that, all right, look, pal, you got to put your money where your mouth is. If this is how you genuinely feel about it, then you need to go on your show and talk about it. So that's what I chose to do. And I want to go into an article here. This is from Bounding into Comics. Disney censors The French Connection, removes scene featuring a racial slur from various versions of the classic film. And this is by Spencer Bakuli, June 6th. In a move that goes against the very reason for the service's existence, Disney has censored various releases of William Friedkin's The French Connection, removing a racial slur in an ostensible attempt to update the film for modern sensibilities. Based on the 1961 busting of a heroin smuggling operation by real-life NYPD detectives Eddie Egan and Sonny Grosso, the 1961, it should say 71, the 1971 crime thriller follows NYPD detectives Jimmy Popeye Doyle, played by Gene Hackman, and Buddy Cloudy Russo, Roy Scheider, as they seek to stop their local drug smuggling ring led by the notorious kingpin Elaine Charnier, played by Fernando Rey. An instant hit upon its release, the film would go on to take home 5 of 8 nominated Oscars at the 44th Academy Awards, winning the awards for Best Picture, Best Actor for Gene Hackman, Best Director, Film Editing, and Adapted Screenplay, but losing those for Supporting Actor, Scheider, Cinematography, and Sound Mixing. In the years since, The French Connection has come to be widely regarded as a pinnacle of the cinematic medium, so much so that the film was selected for preservation by the Library of Congress in 2005. Originally released by 20th Century Fox, the film would find itself under the ownership of Disney in 2019, courtesy of their acquisition of their now former rival. It is under the House of Mouse's ownership that it would be apparently censored. As first detailed by veteran entertainment journalist and Hollywood Elsewhere proprietor Jeffrey Wells on June 4th, the edit in question was first brought to public attention in relation to the version of the film hosted on the Criterion Channel's respective streaming service. At the beginning of the film, a scene occurs wherein Doyle runs into Cloudy and notices that the latter is currently dealing with a wound given to him by a random drug dealer. Noticing his partner's discomfort, Doyle mocks, "You dumb guinea." Annoyed, Cloudy pushes back, "How the hell do I know he had a knife?" Prompting Doyle to opine, "Never trust an N-word." "He could have been white," exclaims Cloudy in turn, to which Doyle asserts, "Never trust anyone." Originally taking place per Wells at roughly 9 minutes and 42 seconds into the film's runtime, this scene is now absent from the Criterion Channel's release. Unfortunately, it seems that this censorship extends to more than just this one version of the film. According to sources who reached out to Wells, this edit has also been made to both its iTunes release and a copy provided for a May 12th screening of the film at the American Cinematheque's Area Theater in Santa Monica, California. As of writing, neither Disney nor any of the entities discovered to have been distributing the edited version of The French Connection have offered public comment on the film's censorship. Now, needless to say, I am against the censorship. It is showing the way certain cops thought at the time. It is a character thing that shows you that Popeye Doyle isn't the nicest guy in the world. He's got a bit of a racist streak to him, which he gets called on by his partner. That is the point of the scene. Now, to anyone out there with whom this scene bothers, I say to them, grow a spine. How are you surviving in the real world? You're not going to last very long in the real world if, you're offended, everything that offends you will remove from your line of sight. Real life doesn't work that way. And I don't like the idea of censoring a film because, you're going to make it pointless. You're going to take the guts out of it. You're going to take the heart out of it. You're going to cut a movie to look like it's not going to make any sense. If you take away everything that offends everyone, nothing would be left. Now, D. Penzak in the chat says, censorship of this Academy Award-winning film brings into question the integrity of the Academy itself. Well, I think you could question the Academy's integrity. I'm not so sure they're the ones that are really kind of responsible for the editing, and that's the thing. We haven't found that out yet. Whose idea was this to edit the film? Why are theaters showing an edited version of this film? Why did the Criterion Channel, of all people, who have always, from their inception, claimed to be for preserving film, why did they agree to edit this film? And I think that's the true question. Seeing as 11 to 12 minutes in. It is. Nothing like living a life with blinders on. Again, true. But they let this happen and haven't questioned it. What is really concerning is the fact that, to my knowledge, William Friedkin hasn't spoken out on this yet. Now, the man is near 90 now, and is more or less retired. The man has earned his retirement. Now, I would like to think he hasn't commented on this because he doesn't know. But it would be very hard for me to think that he doesn't. Because everything that I've heard and seen about William Friedkin, he would not be down for this shit at all. Editing anyone's film, let alone his. And I don't know why he hasn't spoken out on this. Because I would love to hear what he has to say. I think I can guess, but I would love to hear what he has to say. Now, you could also turn criticism onto filmmakers themselves. You have George Lucas adding things to the original Star Wars trilogy. You have Spielberg replacing the shotguns in E.T. with walkie-talkies. So, so the directors themselves are they're kind of guilty of, censorship too, or changing something that doesn't need to be changed. Because what Lucas did is not censorship. It's just putting stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there. Han shot only. Hashtag. Now, I think this is really harmful. Censoring films, censoring books, making everything look like censoring music, making everything look the same, this homogenized crap, if it's a movie like The French Connection that's showing a realistic situation in a realistic looking world, you've got to show it for what it is. Show the racism of the time. Show a guy willing to shoot a suspect in the back. Show the character for what he is. He is trying to catch this international criminal. Now, you might not agree with how he chooses to go about it, and you're not supposed to. But show it for what it is. Like Dee Pensack said in the chat about living life with blinders on, It's like that line in Speed, you ruin a man's life's work, son, you got blinders on to the world, You can't live life that way. Life is not going to change just because you don't like something. There are things that I don't want to see in a movie. But you know what? So what? Just don't watch the movie if it offends you. But I am not going to tell a filmmaker to hey, I don't like that scene, or I don't like that line. Cut it out, it offends me. It's not up to me. It's not up to us. If you don't want to see something, don't go see it. If it's going to offend you, don't go see it. Don't take away our choice. You know, life is hard. There's scary shit out there, kids, and you're going to have to deal with it. And on occasion, there will be a filmmaker who will shine a light. You know, you have a cop chasing after international drug dealers. These are not nice people. He's not a nice guy. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be dark. People are going to say and do stuff that you don't want to see or hear. It's not a Saturday morning cartoon. So a situation like that for what it is. So here comes William Friedkin, who says, you know what, I am going to make this in-your-face movie that by today's standards even, really isn't all that graphic, to be honest. But, you know what, I am going to shine a light on what this guy felt he had to do to catch this criminal. But now here comes Disney in their infinite wisdom and goes, you know what? We don't want to offend anyone, So we have to take this classic movie and change it for modern audiences. No, it's wrong. Let the audience catch up to the movie, not the other way around. If you start censoring art, what gets censored next? Does the news get censored? Do they start censoring us? Because this is how it starts. D. Penzak in the chat. No film should be revised based on the lenses we are now either voluntarily or being forced to peer through. Because Spielberg, when he has since owned up to the fact that he made a mistake, that he made that change in E.T. And my advice to people, or if you have a copy of the original theatrical edition of E.T., you hang on to that. If you have an original copy of the original 1977 theatrical edition of Star Wars, you hang on to that. And I know people who have that, who have copies, who hang on to them, who show them to people. Now, this is where we start to get into programs like Greg's show, the physical media show. Whenever Troy Pacelli holds a watch-along of an original uncut classic movie, when Jedi Bill does it, as he did earlier today with the show that I was on. You get people like Tom Connors, like Robert Meyer Burnett, who are walking encyclopedias of film, of television, of music, who support the original vision of filmmakers, who come onto YouTube every day and tell us about these films. And the enthusiasm that they have for classic film. And I'm glad that they're there, because I don't want to lose that. Now, maybe I haven't been on YouTube as long as those guys, and maybe I'll never have their sub count. But one thing that I am always going to do is try to bring physical media to you, point you in the right direction of where you can go to find these things. Because I need that, and I found people here who have kind of said to me, like The Mandalorian, this is the way, because if we don't preserve our film history, we don't preserve actual history, we're going to lose ourselves. And needless to say, we can't have that happen. They are trying to pass off the Queen Cleopatra documentary as fact. Well, I'm sorry to break this to you, kids. Despite what some people might tell you, Cleopatra wasn't black. She wasn't even the original Cleopatra. She was like Cleopatra VI. Her mother was Cleopatra V. Her father was Ptolemy XII, a descendant of the Ptolemy kings. The Ptolemy kings were Greek. They're Mediterranean Greek. But no, Jada Pinkett Smith's grandmother told her Cleopatra's black, so now we got this whole documentary about it. And that's harmful, because you're not showing the real history. You're taking out what you don't like, and you're adding stuff that isn't true, and then when someone calls you on it, you call them racist. No, these are just people who are aware of history. And you have Egyptians who are very fucking well aware of their own history. Because they literally go out and dig it up. Because they can take a history book off of their shelf and go, here's where you're wrong. We cannot censor art. We cannot censor history. Because that's just going to lead to bigger problems down the road. You're going to have children who have been taught to believe lies. If you censor a movie, what do you start censoring next? Which is why we need the people that are the people who are on the thumbnail. We need the fanzine vids. We need the Tom Connors. We need the Robert Meyer Burnett's. Because they were there and they lived it. They want to preserve media. Now I'm going to get up in a second and turn on the light because I've been using natural light and I'm starting to look like I'm doing Pete's show. But, and even though I don't mind that, I kind of like to have a little bit more light on the screen. So I'm going to kind of get up and take a quick walk over here and turn on the light if y'all don't mind. Now, because not only is it very hot here, it's starting to get very dark. Now, we're going to sit back down, and we're going to continue the show. Wow, stereo. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Now, that was pretty much it, rant over. But I'm very worried about this because, it's not only the fact that they censored a movie. What could be censored after that is my main fear. And we have people out there that are fighting to preserve our art, to preserve our history, our culture. And I am behind them 100%, and I count myself among them. And the fact that you're watching this show right now, or rather you're watching it live, or if you're lurking in the background, or if you're watching it later, then you're telling me that you believe in that also. And that's a good thing. Strength in numbers. That's why I say at the end of the that's why I say at the end of every show, this is how we win. We win by sticking together. And this is something that we need to stick together on. We need to let these people know that you cannot censor our art. You cannot censor our history. Because it just leads to darker things down the road. Now, for my on-shelf segment tonight, excuse me, I need a sip of tea. All right. And thank you, Sorality. All right, now, this is going to be kind of an extended on-the-shelf segment because this kind of ties into what I'm talking about. Now, as I explained earlier, I am awaiting the arrival of my Blu-ray copy of the uncensored version of The French Connection. However, I do have another copy that I intend to hang on to, and this is the original VHS. Hello, Troy. Sorry I'm so late. Had a vow renewal to go through, got back late, and they're having to do a bit of a lie down. Oh, no problem at all. You have a busy night. Alright, so my on-the-shelf segment is the first thing on my on-the-shelf segment. This is the original VHS copy of The French Connection. Now, I believe my dad might have bought it. I don't recall exactly. That's how long we've had it. Now, as you see, it's also on the back. And of course, VHS discs. Hey, remember these guys? Be kind. Please rewind. And This is an uncut, uncensored version of the movie. This is the theatrical edit that I've been talking about. And even though I'm going to have a Blu-ray, because I actually have a machine to play it off of, I am going to hang on to this VHS copy. I'm not going to let it go. And if something happens to me, I get hit by a bus, I don't wake up one morning, or I just simply trip over my own feet, I'm going to have it written down somewhere that this will be sent to someone like Fanzine Vids or to Tom Connors, because I want them to hang on to this, because I know they will preserve it. And I would also like Tom to have my copy of Invasion USA, so he doesn't have to go on eBay and spend $70 for it. You know, but that's something else. But I'm going to do a physical media show at some point. And one of the first episodes is going to be about VHS. I'm going to start with the VHS tapes that I still have. Because I've been looking around my house lately, because I was looking for some other things. And I still have more VHS tapes than I thought I had, that I managed to hang on to through all these years. Now, this is going to be kind of a physical media / in memoriam segment. Now, a number of you know that I am a fan of the author Cormac McCarthy. You've heard me talk about his books on this show. And he passed away this week at the age of 89. And for the printed word section of what's on my shelf, his Pulitzer Prize winning book, The Road, which is about a father and a son trying to survive after this post-apocalyptic event has taken place. And there's a very good film version of it too, but go and seek out the book and give it a read. And in fact, go out and find all of his books. You know, the man wrote plays as well, and screenplays, and just go out and find a physical copy. Because this man was among the best. And I, for one, will miss him. But he left behind quite a legacy. And he's someone to look up to. And I'm glad that he was able to complete The Passenger and Stella Maris before he passed. You know, and those books really are companion pieces to one another. And I'm reading The Passenger right now, so it's kind of ironic that he passed at a time when I was actually reading one of his books. But in trying to catch up on some of his earlier books that I wasn't as familiar with. Now, and another loss that we had that was a little more shocking. And let me bring up the story here. We have lost the actor Treat Williams, who, of course, Hair Never Would, as you see in the headline, Prince of the City, 1941. Um, One of my favorite performances of his was in kind of an action horror movie called Deep Rising, which I know I have a copy of somewhere in this house. I've been tearing my house apart trying to find it. And because I so wanted to show it off tonight. Um, he was most recently in the movie Run, Hide, Fight, which I recommend. Very good film. Uh, he died in Vermont after a traffic collision, and this guy was he was one of the actors who was always there, you know. Um, Ever since I was a little kid, you know. Um, I first saw him in 1941. You know, and I know people hack on that movie, and I understand why. But when you're a little kid, like I was, you know, that's a fun ass movie to watch. It really is. And I I don't know, maybe I would watch it now and go, what? Or I would just be nostalgic for it. But so you know, he was one of those actors who was he was always good, and he he was he was always there, and I'm gonna miss him not being around. But you know, he uh, again, like Cormac McCarthy, he left behind quite a legacy. Stretch from 1941. Yeah. Now, let me take this off screen a minute. 1941 is awesome. I agree. Uh, I I I don't understand why that movie gets the hate. I think it's really funny. Um, Maybe they think there's too many characters in it. I don't know. Um, I remember having fun with it. That's for sure. Now, the other loss that we suffered in kind of our severe was John Romita Sr., who is, of course, the uh, co-creator of Wolverine, and of course was involved with Spider-Man for a number of years. Now, now, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser did a tribute show, which I highly recommend everyone go and seek out, and he can go into a far more detail about the career of John Romita than I ever could, um, because that you know Nick Weiser has some more knowledge about comic books in the tip of his pinky finger than anything I will ever fucking know, you know. But he but even I'm aware, you know, of the effect that John Romita had in the comic book world, and he is up there with the greats. And, we lost some legends this week, folks. And I don't want to bring anybody down. I'm doing this as a remembrance. We have 3 men who were involved with the printed word, who were involved with film, who were involved with comics, but they all left their mark. Do not allow anyone to take away their legacies. Read The Road. Watch The French Connection, 1941. Read X-Men comics, Spider-Man comics. Don't let anyone destroy that. And that was really the point of my show tonight. Support the channels that want to preserve physical media. I want to encourage you. And I know I don't have to say this. I don't have to say this to Troy or Al or to Sorality. But those of you who are watching or listening who haven't posted anything to your channels yet, I want to encourage you to do so. You have a voice. As Pop Culture Minefield said to me, you have a voice. And now more than ever, I want to encourage you to use that voice. If you have a book or a movie or a comic book that you want to talk about, bring it up on your show. Come on your channel, make a video. This helps. This is preservation. This is how we hang on to our culture. Hey, here's a book. I liked it. Go read it. I think you'll get something out of it. Hey, Extraction 2 is a good movie. Go and seek it out. I saw a movie with Jedi Bill today that was not that great of a movie, but I have a physical copy of it, and I'm glad that I do. Because I don't want it taken away. Because then it's the Dark Ages. And that was the point of the show tonight. They cannot take away your voice. Support physical media. Support independent creators. That's what I want you to do. Okay. Now, Geeky Geezers is going to be starting here in about 10 minutes. I'm going to be over there helping out to mod the chat. I have a open topic chill stream called the Other Side of Midnight. That's going to be starting at about 12:05 tonight. It's going to be after Geeky Geezers, and there's the link to Geeky Geezers. Now, I have invited some of you to come on, and Troy and Al, check your DMs. Um, so I'm not sure who all is going to be able to come on, but you know, um, so that's to be determined. I'm hoping to go on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's see, depending on who all can make it. But that's going to be the show. And now on that's late for you. Okay. Well, yeah, it's late for me, but this is the best time. Um, and speaking of Big Al Presents, I am going to be joining him for a Films with Friends, July 1st, for episode 1 of Kai July, and we are going to be watching Cloverfield, and along with Wolf 10 Media. So look forward to that show. That's going to be Saturday, July the 1st at 10 p.m. Another little footnote. It is my birthday on Tuesday. I finally hit the big 50, folks. I will have a birthday live stream entitled Renewed for Season 50, which is going to be a birthday, my birthday live stream. I am going to also be celebrating the fact that I hit 200 subs, that I have now been on YouTube for more than a year, and the fact that I have now surpassed not only 10,000 views, but now 11,000 as of today. So I want to thank everyone for watching my content. This is the road to 500. I want to reach 500 subs this summer. So and thank you, Al. Okay. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to do the show yet. Tuesday might be a little busy because I do have to work, even though it's my my birthday, and I do know there's going to be me that night, and also Toxic Tuesday over on Nick Weiser's channel. So I think what I'm going to do is I might wait until Wednesday, where I might do it after Midnight Edge. So stay tuned to my channel, and also I'm going to be sending the link out to some people who I hope will come on and be guests. So okay, we got a couple of minutes left here. Does anybody? This is now the part of the show where I turn it over to you, my loyal viewers. Does anybody have any questions? And hopefully the fan has not been too loud, because I've had to have that on through the show. But okay. Any questions before we wrap it up? To give everyone time to type, I want to go back and thank everyone who was in the chat. Big Al Presents, D. Penzak, Lady Mist, Shirality, and Trepacetti. And another great show. Thank you. Once again, you guys are why I'm here, and why I continue to do the show. And as long as people continue to watch, I will continue to do the show. Oh, and by the way, I do want to once again thank Fletcher Williams for creating both of the thumbnails for this week's show, because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use. But Fletcher has been doing my thumbnails in recent weeks, so I want to thank him for for doing so. Gonna watch Elemental? Probably not. I can't say that I won't see it in some fashion, but I am not planning to go to see it. Now, my local Regal Cinema is going to have they do like this Mystery Movie Monday thing, and I know that tomorrow, and it's usually it's like I said, it's on Mondays, and it's usually around 7 o'clock at night. But this week it's going to be at 5, because they're doing they're doing a family film. It's supposed to be like a PG-rated family film. Now, obviously, it's not going to be Elemental, because Elemental's already in theaters. And I thought that it might be Wonderwell, which is this movie that Carrie Fisher was in, and they filmed in 2017, that they're releasing now. But that's PG-13. So I don't know what the movie is going to be. If I have time to go, I'm going to go, and then I'll review it. If I get a chance. But as far as am I going to watch Elemental, probably not. I'm not going to rush out to do it. Okay, are there any other questions before we wrap the show? Once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. Everybody in the chat, everybody lurking in the background, because I know there's a couple of you, and that's fine. To everyone who is going to who will watch this broadcast later on tonight or during the week, thank you. If you want to support the channel, please, if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications. Hit like, and share out the streams. Say hello in the comments and all that good stuff. Believe me, it does help. So, okay. Without further ado, from HQ, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Because this is how we win. Watch Geeky Geezers. It starts in about a minute. And catch me tonight at 12:05 for The Other Side of Midnight. I'll see you there. Good night.